you. I got you, didn't I? Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. My name is Jennifer Diamond, and I'm a certified plant-based nutrition coach living a whole food, plant-exclusive, sos-free, gluten-free lifestyle for health and well-being. And it is almost Halloween time, so I wanted to bring you along with me while I make some ghostly pumpkin poppers. Let's do this. So I'm going to be going to a Halloween theme potluck, and I wanted to bring something that would match the theme. You could use this if you're going to be having family over, young children. It's fun and it's not going to hurt. So I decided to bring you along with me while we make these. We're going to be using all kinds of wonderful ingredients. And so the first thing we're going to do is start with a food processor. Now, what if you don't have a food processor? Well, you'd at least have to figure out a way to grind up the nuts, but we have one and we're going to use it. So hopefully you have one too. First thing I'm going to do is plug it in. We're going to be using the S-Blade, and I have it on my Breville 16 cup. Oh my gosh, I just love this guy. If you're in the market for one, I could certainly post a link in the description and you can check it out. But this is an S-Blade, and this particular model comes with all kinds of blades and different things that you could use, but today we're just going to use that one. I love that it has the lid with a really wide mouth, so we can pour stuff right in there, or you could take the cap off. But we are going to start with rolled oats, and so I'm going to go ahead and just dump the rolled oats right in there. See that large mouth? It's so convenient. And then we're going to add walnuts and almonds. Now, if you don't have almonds or you don't have walnuts, you just have one, you could use just one or the other, or you could do what I'm doing and use both. These are, well, here's the walnuts that I'm using, and they're organic. I get this bag at Costco, but the ingredients is just walnuts. So they're not salted or roasted or anything like that, and same with the almonds. So we're gonna go ahead and put those guys right in there. Then we're gonna add some medjool dates. I've already went ahead and sliced these open, made sure that there were no pits in them, and they felt a little tiny bit hard because I had them actually in the freezer. I love to keep them in the freezer. But so what I did was last night, and you don't have to do this much in advance, even 10 minutes, add a little tiny bit of warm water and it kind of re-moisturizes. And so I did that, and then I dumped the water out. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and plop those guys right in there. And then we're gonna use a little bit of spice. What I have right here is this pumpkin pie spice. You can get pumpkin pie spice just about anywhere. I just happen to have this one from Trader Joe's. And in case you don't have pumpkin pie spice, the combination of ingredients that this one has is cinnamon, ginger, lemon peel, nutmeg, clove, and cardamom. So anything that reminds you of fall or Halloween, that's, you know, those combinations, if you have those, you could throw in some of that and that would work perfectly fine. Okay, and lastly, for now, we're gonna use some pumpkin. Now, I have this bag that I had in the freezer. I had made let's see, it says last year on December 2023, I made homemade organic pumpkin. And I had a pumpkin left over from you know, the holiday time. And so I went ahead and cut it in half. I took out all the seeds, not in that order, and I cooked it in the oven. And when it cooled, I was able to scoop out all of the pumpkin. And so that's why I have this. If you don't have this, that's fine. You can use canned pumpkin. Just make sure that it says 100% pumpkin puree. You don't want to get pumpkin pie mix. So that's the only difference. And so I'm not going to be using it all, so I can reseal this and put this back in the freezer, or I can keep it out. And because it's just pumpkin, I can give this to my dog. Remy will love it. Woohoo! So I have that out, and I went ahead and measured this, and I guess I could just dump it straight this way. Boop, boop, boop. All right. And then I want to scrape, scrape, scrape. No, you don't have to use your fingers. You could definitely use one of my favorite tools, right? The spatula. Comes in so many different kinds, shapes, sizes, that it would be great. But right now I'm using my spatula finger, which also is serving me well. Okay, so let me rinse my finger off, speaking of. All right, I am going to put on my ears, although the devil in me doesn't want to. I want to be rebellious, but I'll try to keep the sound down. And we're going to blend this bad boy up. Ready, steady, go. Power. I can't help it. Okay, let me take these off. We might actually have to wear them one more time because I am going to turn the power off. I want to scrape down the sides and just see how crumbly this is. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good, but I think it can go a little longer. So let me grab a spatula. We've been talking about a spatula. It's time to get one. Which one do I choose? How about this guy? My faves. Okay, and this machine actually comes with its own spatula, which I could have used, but anyhow, oh, it smells so good. You know, the cinnamon, cardamom, all the spices that I talked about that are in the pumpkin pie spice. Yummy, it smells delicious, delicious. And I just want to keep going because I want to get it a little bit more incorporated, maybe broken up just a tad bit, and then we will be ready. Not that much to do with this one. All right. Ah! Hold on. It's not true. Say it isn't so. All right. Here we go. Love it. Gosh, I almost wish all the family was over so I could get them all to come in here and give a little Halloween dance with us. But they're not, so it's just me. And you. I hope that you got up and moved around, gave it a little jig. All right, let's take this and unplug it. Yay. I'm going to move this out of the way just so we have more room. That looks great. Do you guys, do you dress up for Halloween? I don't always, but sometimes I do. It's so fun to do it with the little grandbabies. I really do enjoy doing that. And seeing them in their costumes is really fun. So some years I'm all about it, and some years I just like looking at all of the costumes that are around us, you know, so it depends on my mood, but so far I'm feeling it, and it's a couple days early, so this should be interesting. And here you go. So I want you to just take a minute and just look at the consistency. So you can see that this is going to be really easy to form into balls. Now, you can use kitchen gloves if you don't want to get your hands dirty. I know that, you know, my husband, Todd, he really, usually when there's like something extra spicy or real sticky, he prefers to use them. So whatever works for you, I'm going to go ahead and just take my rings off And I'm gonna wet my fingers a little bit, wet my hands. You don't wanna, just a little bit, so that helps not to stick as well. And so let me do that. So I rinsed my hands off, and then I actually patted them on a towel because I felt like they were still a little bit too wet. So just a little pat, and then here we go. Oh, I wonder, so size, well, you could just eye it. Let's do my favorite. Let's pull out a melon baller. Found one. Okay, this is the large one. You don't have to use the large one. I do have a smaller one. I don't know. I'm just going to whoa. Maybe we'll make both sizes and see what you like. So what I'm just wanting to do is roll it into a ball. I'm going to make a couple sizes and try to figure out which size we like the best. And then the next thing we're going to do, I'm going to show you on one and then we'll make the rest, is I have right here some shredded unsweetened coconut. And if you're not a fan of coconut, don't use coconut. You can roll it in cinnamon. You can roll it in cacao powder. You don't have to do the coconut. But the idea for me was to get it to look like a ghost. Woo! So anyways, I'm just going to roll it in there. Just give it a little roll, little toss. I just poured some in a bowl, nothing fancy. And then I have some chocolate chips. Now we're going to talk about the chocolate chips in a minute, but I just want you to see that you can place these. This is why it's fun to do with kids. You could place it right there, and there you have your ghostly pumpkin poppers. And so we can make a bunch of these. Now, I also, before we go with the smaller size, would like to try to do a cookie cutter. Now, I don't know if this is going to work, but you can check it out with me together. Well, that was my ghost cookie cutter. And maybe not use a cookie cutter, maybe just use my hands and shape it. That actually can look kind of cute. So the idea is just have fun with this. And if you are able to have family members with you, bring them in, make this a fun to do thing. Teach them that eating this way can be fun, it's tasty. Look at this, I did it with my hands. I'm kind of proud of myself. And I'm showing you these like this, but I think I would do them all at once, And there you go, look at that. So you have these two ideas. I'm gonna get the smaller melon baller and a plate, and we're gonna put them on there. Da, 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 da. But I've decided to put it on the green plate first because I'm going to put these in the refrigerator for about a half an hour and let them set. You could even make these in advance and freeze them, but then you'll want to, find that fine tune where you don't thaw them and then they're like room temperature and then you can't pick them up. So you want to play around with that and figure out. But the best, I think, is just putting them in the refrigerator, letting them firm up, and calling it a day. So this is a smaller ball, and let me just mix that, mixy. You can always get in there. You can even have someone do the scooping, someone do the rolling, and someone else do the tossing, right? You can even get somebody else to do the eyes. Now you can think of other ways to do the eyes, and you could even smash these down a little bit, but there you go. And now you can see the different sizes that we have. And so I think what I'm gonna do is make a combination of different sizes and different shapes. If you don't wanna use chocolate chips, we were gonna talk about those. Let's talk about those for a minute. You could use something else that might be good. You can cut little pieces of carrots, like little tiny pieces of shredded carrot, or you could use goji berries, you could use raisins, you can pick whatever you'd like. Let me rinse my hands. I want to talk about chocolate chips. Okay, so I've shown these a lot. They're easy to find in my area. To use these Enjoy Life dark. They're nut-free, they're gluten-free. I mean, we have nuts in here, so that's not real a big selling point for me in this instance, but they're a good dairy-free choice. Now, the thing that I want to share with you is that there is, let's see, so the ingredients is unsweetened chocolate, cane sugar, and cacao butter. You know, it's cane sugar. I really would prefer the date sweetened chocolate chips, and I can never find them in our stores. I've tried to find them online, and guess what happened the other day? Yes, I found them. Look at what it says at the top. Just date. Oh my goodness. Date sweetened organic milk chocolate chips. Now, at first I thought, what do you mean milk chocolate? But it's not. They just use that. No sugar added, only 4 ingredients, vegan, delicious sweetness that nourishes your body. And that's what it says on the front. It also says made by women, USDA organic, it's plant-based and fair trade, and so on. And so the 4 ingredients are, oh my gosh, it's so tiny. Let me see if I could read this. Organic upcycled dates, organic cacao butter, organic cacao, organic oats. That's it. No sugar. So I am going to be using in the future. I decided to use what was opened already, but I did want to show you and talk about that. And so if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and then you'll be notified when I go live or post new videos. And give this a thumbs up. I would love to have your support. If you've already subscribed, thank you very much. I truly appreciate you being here on the journey with me. And leave a comment below. What do you think about these? Do you have any other suggestions for the eyes or the shape? Let me know, or even what I had talked about, what we could roll it in. And so anyways, while you're doing that, I'm going to finish doing this. Okay, so I'm going to put some more eyes on the remainder here. I've got some of these on the board, which I think I'm going to move over to the parchment paper. And you could, if you don't like coconut, leave these plain. I'm going to just set these aside and see if I can come up with any other ideas, but if not, we will roll these as well. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and take a break. I'm going to put these in the refrigerator. Here's what they look like. And when I come back, we will be trying them. So stay tuned. Whoa! Hey, and we're back. I just finished cleaning the kitchen, and I've got the poppers in the freezer actually, because I'm not going to let them freeze. So I decided I'm going to put it in there because I had more room in there. But I was thinking we would put it in the refrigerator. And while I was doing the dishes, I was thinking, what if you didn't like coconut and you still wanted it white? Well, I don't know. Maybe we could try together to see if we can make a cashew that's a cream frosting and try it. So I thought while we're still continuing to wait just a little bit longer, we would try that together. And so the first thing I have here, of course, cashew frosting is gonna need cashews, right? So I grabbed some cashews and I grabbed some hot water, and these have been soaking for probably 20 minutes. You can let them soak up to 45 minutes. You just want to get them nice and soft if you're in a quick hurry and you don't want to wait. If you have the time and you'd like to soak them, you could soak them up to overnight in the refrigerator. Would be great. The idea is we want them to turn into a creamy substance. And so also using a high-powered blender like the Vitamix can also take it when it's not soaked for a long period of time and make it really creamy. Because I don't have a lot volume-wise that I'm going to be doing, and my container is very wide, I decided that we would try it in the NutriBullet. And so it's up to you. These have been soaking. I'm going to go ahead and take the colander strainer, and I'm just going to drain this. You're going to want to drain it. If you want to rinse it, you can. I'm just going to drain it, and I'll be right back. Here we go. All right, so now that we just have these, we're going to go ahead and add them right in here, right into our, well, I'm using the NutriBullet, but whatever you're using, whatever It's gonna help you make it creamy. And then what we're gonna do is we are gonna add some, yes, sweetness. This is maple syrup. We've got some right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and add the maple syrup. There's nothing better than natural sweetness. Dates I love. If you don't want to use maple syrup, you could use date syrup. The reason I decided to go with the maple syrup is because I'm looking for a whitish color. And dates tend to be a darker color, and so we might not get as vibrant a color as we're looking for, but certainly you can try it, and if you don't mind, hey, that works as well. Okay, the next thing, speaking of vibrant color, we're gonna use some vanilla bean powder. Now, I just have a tiny bit because it is dark and it does tend to change the color of things. So if you are okay to use vanilla extract, which for me, I don't usually do that. Although I probably won't be eating these. I'm gonna be sharing the frosting. So it's up to you, but it would give it a lighter color. If you're not okay with it, go ahead and use a little bit in here. I'm okay with it, even if it is a tad dark. Hopefully it won't be too dark. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add some unsweetened almond milk. You can use any plant milk you want. Make sure there's no, no sweetener to it. So make sure you read the ingredients, and you see we normally like to use a soy milk that just has soy and water. But right now this is what we have in the house, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. And we're just gonna do a little bit. You don't wanna make it, wet, like pourable. We wanna make it creamy. So I'm gonna just give a couple of these tablespoons here. We're gonna mix it up, and then we're gonna decide if it needs any more. That's it, folks, right? So let's go ahead and put the top on and see. Now this we might have to do a couple of times to get it where we want it, but I don't know. All right, let's just see. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in here, and it's always good to protect your ears, even if you have horns, devil horns. All right, let's play. It's good when you have fun with yourself in the kitchen, and it's probably fun to do it with others as well. You know, this, without really looking at it, looks like the thickness might be correct. And although it isn't super white, it's not super dark either. So let's open this up and take a peek. See how we did here. Ooh. Smells really good. So I just want to touch it a little bit and just wanted to feel if it feels grainy or not. Barely. I feel like one little thing, but it feels pretty smooth. So I'm going to go ahead and call this a winner. So if you want, you can put this in the refrigerator, and then it can get, a little bit chilled. Sometimes I think that could help with the thickness. We don't seem to need any help with the thickness. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoop this out. Now, you could spread it, you could do whatever you want. I know it's a plastic bag. I don't use these very often, but I do like to use these as kind of like a, what do you call that? A piping bag. Ding, 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 it came back. And so I'm gonna kind of make a piping bag, stick it in the refrigerator. We're gonna clean up again, and then we are going to, no, we're not even gonna clean up. Let me put this in the piping bag. We've got some extras behind here. Let's try with those. So let me rinse my finger, or not, and let's get a spatula Oh, let's get a different spatula. This one, yes. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoop, scoop, scoop. And I really like this spatula, especially for this. This is a Vitamix spatula. I like it because I can scrape down the sides really easy, because in the NutriBullet, if you aren't familiar and you care, there are like little rivets or like just pieces of plastic. It's not smooth all the way around in the inside, so I kind of go around them, and it's easy to do with this spatula, so I really like it. All right, look at this. And then, whoa, whoa, whoa. Well, I got excited, so I am gonna open this up and just try to start filling it in the bag. You can, like I said, you could just store this in any jar, glass container, or any container of your choice. But for this, I really would like to try to pipe it. And you could see that it's not a true white. I'm okay with that. So as long as you're okay with that, you know that a little bit of the dark color from the vanilla bean powder is still gonna give it a nice, you know, a white color, even if it's not striking. Now, I am gonna scrape all of this out, but I don't think we're gonna use it all right now. And so for sake of time, I am gonna go ahead and just get this going. And I'm getting all the air out, as much air as I can. And then I wanna kind of move it to one corner, mostly. If you feel like there's air in it, then just open up the bag and let the air escape, because what we're gonna try to do is create a little piping bag. And you can always get the air out and then reseal it. And so the only thing we're gonna have to do now is cut a little tiny tip. And I tell you, it took me years. There were so many times when I thought I was cutting a little bit, and it's deceiving, because you cut a little bit and the hole ends up being a lot larger. So I go eedy weedy 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 beady beady, and then I can shave a little bit more if I need to. So let me get that scissors here and just cut a tip, just the tippy. There it is. It's so small. I'm going to throw this out. And then I'm going to grab these. Whoa, I should have put this on the cookie board right here. And let's see how this works, shall we? Okay. So, oh, see, look, I did a good job. If I wanted to outline it or make face, you know, fine, you know, if I wanted to do something fine, that is a perfect cut. But I kind of want to do a little bit more, so I'm going to cut just a tad more. Like I've got to be so careful. Let's see if that does it. Oh yeah, there you go. See how it's filling in? And what I can do is I can use an offset spatula even if I want to spread it around. You know, there are options here, but let me just see. So let me just, okay, let's see. Oh, there we go, look at that. Okay, so I am going to use this and just kind of take a break for a second. This is our first one. You might not need to use this on all of them, but now look at this. See? Wow, look, isn't that nice? Okay, so let me try to do the rest of these, and let's see if we need the offset spatula or not, because we might not. Look at this. This is great. See? So you can use the offset spatula, or you can do that. Now, if there's any extra of this frosting, you could do one of two things. You can put it in the refrigerator. It'll keep for probably a week. Or you can do what I sometimes do, and I'll measure it so that I know how much I have left, and I'll freeze it. And then I like to use a food saver. So if you're not familiar with that, I'll link it in the description below. But a food saver will take the air out, and then you can thaw it, and I could even use that bag instead of moving it into a piping bag. So I am going to spread a couple of these just because I want it to be super smooth, like a ghost. And you could even, which we didn't do, if you do like the coconut, you could even dip it in the coconut on one side and then do this on the other side. So because the side that doesn't have anything is a little bit sticky, although we haven't put it in the refrigerator or freezer yet. And so there we go. Now I'm gonna leave those kind of the way they are because that's fun, I like that. And then I'm just gonna add our eyeballs. And so let's do that. Oh, these came out cute. Look at that, yay, we did it. Nice, very nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and add these into the refrigerator. We're gonna come back and it's gonna be sample time. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll be right back. Okay, so I just took these out of the freezer because it was only a very short period of time. So if you want to put yours in the refrigerator, like I said, 30 minutes should work. If you do want to put it in the freezer, then I would say anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes just to get them, you know, a little bit more solid without freezing them. So here they are. Let's take a quick peek. Woo! What do you think? I think we've got a nice selection. So I need some help tasting these. And so guess who's gonna help me out? Mr. Todd, would you come in, please?
Happy to help.
Oh,
You've been having a devilishly good time.
Yes, I have been. Devilishly.
Devilishly. Sorry, we're gonna do this for a few minutes.
So anyways, I want to drink your blood.
Ooh.
No, maybe you're saying that.
Oh, yes, I would say that.
Okay, so we have these beautiful treats here,
Yes.
and I was wondering if you would do your magic and do some sampling and let all of our viewers know taste, texture, feedback.
Outstanding. I'm happy to do this part of the job. I'm going to start with this little wee one right here.
Okay, and that is frosted in coconut. Whoops, you just lost his eye.
He's now a cyclops.
So you got to be careful, I guess, to make sure that you push in the eyes.
Okay.
And it's still,
They're still
it's not
pliable.
frozen, right?
Yep, it's not frozen solid. Okay. Mmm.
That's a good sign, right?
Well, there's the chocolate. I immediately get cinnamon right off the top. Strangely, I don't get a lot of coconut flavor.
Yeah, there's no coconut in it. It's just rolled on the outside a little bit. And so for people that are looking for a coconut flavor, you're not really going to find a big coconut flavor, only what's on the outside.
There's definitely a pumpkin spice going on.
Nice.
Although, I do taste a lot of cinnamon in there.
Okay.
And
so that's so now if somebody didn't want, go ahead.
No,
I was going to say if somebody didn't want coconut, we came up with a quick cashew frosting, and I'd like to ask you to try one of those and let us know how that tastes.
I would be delighted.
Oh.
Delighted. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yes.
Kind of,
oh, yeah, go ahead. I was going to say, you know, the chocolate chips stick a little better on this. And I know that they are crunchy. So, you know, if you didn't want to mix the flavors, you could always take you're going to pop it all in your mouth. I was going to say you could take it in 2 bites, but go for it. So the frosting makes a difference. The frosting makes a difference, you said? And so there's no coconut on that one, although I was thinking about adding coconut on like the bottom and then putting frosting on the top. But let's hear.
I don't know if it's a frosting that kind of tempers the cinnamon taste. But it tastes a lot more balanced from a flavor standpoint. I'm getting the pumpkin spice, but not the heavy cinnamon. And the frosting gives it kind of this nice sweetness on top of all that.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, there you have it, everybody.
To be honest, I'm not sure which one I would actually eat the most of, because they're both fantastic.
Aww. Well, I know everybody appreciates your feedback. I certainly do, and I hope that this was fun, inspiring, and gets you to enjoy making things by yourself or with others that are going to be not harmful to your body. And so just, you know, don't forget to eat your greens, even during this time of year, and give plants a chance. Also, if you're looking for help, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to assist you in any way that I can. And until next time, everyone, take care. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.